Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mad Rares with Merlini for the November 20th Playday. And in case Dota 2 Lounge changes the format, for example, Sigma Alliance was changed to a best of one format yesterday on the fly, and also Rock's Kiss versus Empire was added. Keep tuned to my post in the description, the Reddit slash r slash Dota 2 Lounge bets. I will update my bets there, and Rock's Kiss Empire definitely helped out a lot yesterday, betting on Rock's Kiss there. So anyways, we have quite a few matches for tomorrow in 3 different tournaments. The first one is the WPC Ace League Best of Twos. DK will be playing in both of them. And the first one that we have is DK versus Tong Fu. And I think the odds are way off here. I think they should be like 62-38 in favor of Tong Fu, but DK does have a lot of fans, and fans tend to bet on the team that they like, even if they think they don't have that 70-30 chance that is displayed here. Tong Fu had had some victories over tough opponents. They won 1 IG, they 2-1 versus Vici in the past week, while DK has just been consistently struggling in 6.79. DK's last matches against decent opponents was in a 0-2 versus Lions, 0-2 versus LGD China, and a 0-2 versus Vici. On top of that, they dropped a game versus Rattlesnake, a team that is at least a tier, probably a tier and a half lower than them. I will bet against DK. This is a best of 2 format, so it's usually a little bit safer, but the odds are just way off on this one. Next one is the DK versus LGD matchup. I also think these odds are off. I think it should be more around 70-30 in favor of DK, maybe even a little bit less. But LGD has a tendency to upset favorites, and they 2-0 Tong Fu also in a best of 2 format, and they also beat out IG 2-0 in a best of 2 format. So you can't really rely on the best of 2 format saving you from losing however many rares or whatever you bet in this particular matchup. And yeah, DK has 2-0 them before, but that was back in 6.78, and DK just been struggling ever since 6.79 came out. I'll likely see watch this previous game to see how DK performs, but as it stands right now, definitely betting on LGD, and especially with these odds. The next 2 that we have are Big Point Battle. Some are quarterfinals, some are semifinals. I'm not exactly sure which one is which, but they are all best of ones. And the first one that we have is Fnatic versus 4FC, 75-25 as listed right now, but I think it's more like 80-20 in favor of Fnatic. Fnatic are back on the upswing after winning a game versus Alliance yesterday. Yeah, they did give them some heroes that they shouldn't have, but still, they looked pretty good versus Liquid too. 4FC, on the other hand, they rarely upset people, and from the games that I've seen them play, they just do what's popular in terms of strategy, but they just execute a little bit worse. So I don't think they have like a surprise factor. They're not going to catch Fnatic off guard with some like super minus armor strat that Slardar, Dazzle, Bristle, like that kind of stuff. I don't see that happening. So I think it's a little bit more safe for Fnatic. I will be betting on Fnatic at these odds. I don't expect them to go above 80-20. Next one that we have is Sigma.int versus EG. When I actually did my write-up, it was 40-60 in favor of EG, and now it's slightly shifting towards par, and still looks like it's pretty lopsided. So they keep changing, 41-59 as of right now, and I think this is a very unpredictable best of one. EG did get rolled by Navi yesterday, but they also picked PA and WIS. That was just not very good, not a very good experimental lineup. It's not like Navi hasn't seen Wisp before, and I believe Alliance has run PA, so it didn't really catch them off guard, and they simply got destroyed. Sigma.int beat out Mouse yesterday in a best of one, but they also lost 2-0 to Mouse just a few days ago in a show match. I'm not really sure what to think here because it's a best of one. It's not a huge tournament, but it is single elimination in a best of one, and the prize isn't negligible. So I expect both teams to try pretty hard. Very risky bet either way. I think the odds should be closer to 45-55. I think that the odds are where they are because Sigma.int did lose 0-2 to EG in the ESWC finals, and Sigma.int, like all that shows on Dota 2 Lounge is them losing. But they've actually had a couple of wins that weren't actually posted to Dota 2 Lounge. They had a Mouse Sigma.int game. Sigma.int actually 1-0 Mouse yesterday that wasn't listed on that, so I don't think that many people are aware or do their research. They just saw them get rolled by Alliance yesterday and pretty much nothing else other than that, and the 0-2 versus Mouse. So I think it should be 45-55 as it stands. Probably a small bet on Sigma.int. Very risky if you're low on rares or items. Don't bet on this one. Next one that we have is Alliance versus Liquid. Should be a pretty good game. Liquid lost out to Navi yesterday, and Alliance lost out to Fnatic. I think those kind of balance each other out. Is pretty much the same odds as the Liquid versus Navi bet yesterday, 66-34, 62-38. That's pretty darn close. I actually will be betting on Alliance right now, just because Liquid hasn't beaten Alliance in any series, any recent series at least, and Liquid has a pretty predictable playstyle. It has worked well for them, but it seems like they've been on the slight downtrend starting yesterday, and their greedy playstyle is often punished by precise aggression from Alliance, better laning, or just simple outgreed. So yeah, we'll be betting on Alliance here. Next one that we have, Alliance Navi. The classic matchup. It's pretty much like 50-50, just like straight on the dot here. I've tried to do analysis for these two teams. Wow, looking at the rare analysis, 3.4 for 4. That's way off. And Navi is a huge underdog here. So odds are probably actually like 55-45, just judging by these rares. So definitely betting on Navi over here. I have tried to do analysis for these, but it always fails. I predict very wrong with this, so I'm just going to go with a different strategy. Just betting on the underdog. Navi is, as it stands right now. We'll double check a little bit before the match. Last one that we have is Alliance versus EG. This is also a very risky bet. I think the odds inflation typically associated with Alliance is kind of deflated because EG did beat out Alliance last time they met in a best of 1. I'm leaning towards Alliance here because Navi mopped the floor with EG yesterday, but it will depend on how Alliance looks in these previous games and how EG looks in their matchup versus Sigma.int. If EG looks weak or loses to Sigma.int, that will solidify my bet on Alliance. If EG looks decent or strong versus Sigma, I may reconsider. So there you have it. Thanks for watching the video, guys. As of tomorrow, I will be flying to Columbus to help cast for MLG. We have to practice for a few days, so the videos may come out. If not, I'll post a text analysis and tweet all that good stuff about it. So thanks for tuning in, guys. If you like my videos, you can subscribe to me at youtube.com/Merlini Dota. Thanks, guys, for watching, and stay tuned for tomorrow's analysis. And good luck with your rares.